With gas prices reaching multiple highs since 2019, consumers are want to find ways on how they can save and maximize the use of their vehicles. It is also natural that enterprising companies offer products that claim to improve fuel economy and even boost the vehicle's performance. We are speaking with Bert Green, the founder and president, together with Managing Director Elmer Despi of GOVVI, to talk about fuel additives in the form of tablets and how we keep tabs on whether this type of innovation does help us save up. Welcome to Open for Business. Bert and Elmer, how are you?
Thank you.
Good.
Good.
I understand, Bert, it's your first time here in the Philippines. So far, what's your impression?
What a fantastic country. The Philippine people are awesome, and it's been great so far.
And I understand you come from
Utah in the United States, yes.
So how's the weather, and so far, what are our similarities?
Well, I just talked to my wife, and it was snowing, so the weather is much different. We don't have the humidity. It's wintertime in Utah right now, so similarities are the people are all looking for a solution to the high gas prices.
Elmer, we were talking about, and in my introduction, I mentioned about the impact of gas prices to inflation. So far, bakit ganitong negosyo ang napili mo?
Very good question po. Actually, that is the very reason kung bakit ito yung kinuha ko. Kasi yun po yung problem, or not actually a problem, but our challenge nowadays, not only here in the Philippines, but almost in the entire world. So, ang presyo po ng gasolina at diesel talagang tumataas. Bababa ng konti, tataas. So, with the help of our product po, magkakaroon tayo ng extra mileage. So, yung extra mileage, yun na po yung natitipid natin sa mga gasolinahan.
Before we talk about the product, I'm sure you know the dynamics of the rising or decreasing gas prices. Even before the Russia-Ukraine war, there is already the dynamics of the rising of oil prices is there already. But in layman's terms, how can you explain that dynamics in terms of oil gas prices?
Well, you know, what we've seen, again, with the political climate that's in the world, you know, the fuel prices that have gone up, I think a lot of times is, there are political reasons for it, but, you know, this is the first time in my lifetime that we literally have a global crisis. It doesn't matter whether we're in the Philippines or in Europe or in Latin America or the United States, Canada, everyone is feeling the pinch of high fuel prices. Not just gasoline, but diesel. It affects everything that we touch.
From your country, or from the country that you've been in, that's even higher. So how can you also relate the rising of inflation rate and what's happening around the world?
Well, to me, it's pretty simple. You know, when you really look at it, when farmers are putting $6 diesel in their tractors, truckers are putting $6 diesel in their trucks, shippers are putting expensive diesel and fuel in their boat or their ships, it literally affects everything we touch. I was in Sweden in November, and I was just watching the TV as I was in my hotel room, and it was a record-setting month, over 11% inflation, and that doesn't, I mean, it literally affects everything from the food we eat to the clothes we wear to the goods that we buy. In Utah, in my home state of the United States, you know, a dozen eggs is almost 7 times more expensive today than it was a year ago. And so it's a big issue.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you that it really impacts on the different peoples around the world, almost all countries. Now, Elmer, according to your company website, Go Fuel tablets help in saving fuel, meaning you get more for your gas money as well as boost the performance of cars. Would you tell us more about how does this happen?
Hindi na po tayo masyadong magdadag deep into the technicalities, no? Bibigay ko po sa inyo yung common na experiences ng mga taong gumamit dito po sa Pilipinas at sa ibang bansa. Basically po, paggamit nyo ng aming GOVVI fuel tablets on the first use, ang mararamdaman nyo po is yung kanyang hatak ng makina. So, yun po ang unang-una. And then, eventually, pag ginagamit nyo po siya ng regular, mapapansin at kapansin-pansin po yung extra mileage na binibigay niya. Let's say, for example, ganito po. This is just for to explain. Hindi po siya yung actual. But, halimbawa po, ang kinakarga ng isang tao sa kanyang sasakyan, whether yan po ay gasolina or diesel, o pwede po siya. Halimbawa, 2,000 po ang kanyang kinakarga, at yung 2,000 po niya ang tinatakbo, let's say for example, ay 10 kilometers. Sa regular use po ng ating GOVVI fuel tablets, yung 2,000 na 10 kilometers, pwede po siya maging 12 kilometers, 13 kilometers, 14, 16. So, ang produkto po natin, nagbibigay siya ng from 5, 20, 25, even yung iba po, 30% extra mileage. At hindi pa po yan ang pinakamaganda dyan. Ang pinakamaganda po, since siya po ay isang 5th generation na fuel catalyst, nababurn niya almost 100% yung fuel. So pag nababurn po ng almost 100% yung fuel, nagiging fuel efficient yung sasakyan mo.
Kaya na-optimize niya.
Exactly po. At nakakatulong po tayo sa preservation ng ating environment.
The technology behind our product actually won the Nobel Prize for chemistry in 1973. So it's a product that's been around for over 50 years. We put it in a tablet form that you literally drop in your fuel tank, and it breaks the fuel down to a smaller molecule so it burns more efficiently. And I think, Elmer, it's not a new technology. Now we've added a couple things to make it better, but in most cases what's happened is, when fuel prices are low, nobody's really concerned about it. So with this technology, it's been mostly used for the last 50 years in commercial aspects. If you owned a trucking company or a mining company or something like that, you would buy, and it's been in commercial aspect and used in a liquid form. So you'd buy a 55-gallon drum of it, you'd put it in your bulk tanks, and again with the environmental savings, it cleans the engine as it burns. So what we're on the commercial aspect, even on a consumer aspect, it helps engines last longer. If you're a mining company and you have a big diesel engine that's worth $500,000, to get that engine to last 2 or 3 more years is a big deal. And so it's not a new technology. People can research it. It's been out there. It's been around. We've made some enhancements we've actually put it in a fuel tablet, where it looks like a big giant ibuprofen pill, which please don't eat it. But it's literally a pill for your car that you can put in your car. And one of the things, it's not only for fuel efficiency, but environmental. I mean, our studies have shown it's cutting pollution by up to 50%. So think about this for a second. In Manila, if every car today put this tablet in their car, it would have half the pollution, half the emissions in the air tomorrow. And so I think, we can literally have a big impact on the world, both in fuel savings, but also in environmental impact with the product.
That's interesting, Bert. Pero, Elmer, doon sa mga nakikinig din sa atin, para hindi sila mag-alala, ano ang mangyayari kapag inilagay mo yung tablet doon sa
Fuel tank.
Fuel tank. Una, siyempre matutunaw yon. Ano ang epekto nito? Ano ang meron doon sa tableta na ano yung reaction niya doon sa fuel na nandun? At I'm sure yung iba sa atin, siyempre, lalo na pag bago ang sasakyan mo, you have a new car, and as much as possible, you don't want to touch anything on it because you wanted to make sure that you maintain the warranty. So, ano yung mangyayari doon sa gasolina mo or sa fuel mo at doon sa engine mo? Baka sabihin nila, pagka-problema ba yun? Masira ba yun? Baka siyempre i-trace nila sa tablet.
Okay. Ang unang-unang ginagawa po ng GOVVI fuel tablet natin, kagaya po ni sinabi ni President Burke, pag nilagay nyo na po yan doon sa tangke, sa gasolina, tapos nag-fill up kayo ng whether it's gasoline or diesel, bine-breakdown niya po yung molecules ng fuel. So, kagaya po nung nabanggit ko kanina, ang ginagawa niya, kasi based po sa ibang studies, kaya pala nagiging hindi fuel efficient yung ibang sasakyan kasi hindi nababurn ng almost 100% ang fuel. So, yung mga hindi po nababurn doon sa fuel na yun, siya yung nagiging residue sa tangke at nakakasama sa makina. So, ang ginagawa po ng ating GOVVI MPG tablets po ngayon, binaburn niya almost 100% yung fuel. Even yung mga residue. Kumbaga, kung atin pong i-verbalize at lalagyan natin ng picture sa isip natin, parang kinakalkal niya pa po yung mga residue sa tangke tapos sinusunog niya. So, pag nasunog niya po yun, nagiging fuel efficient yung sasakyan. Pag naging fuel efficient na po yung sasakyan, optimize din yung kanyang performance. So, yun po yung ibinibigay ng produkto na GOVVI sa atin.
Let me read this. I think this came from you as well. The tablet is dissolved once placed inside the fuel tank. One part of gasoline is composed of octane and the other part is composed of nonane or N-octane. Later, as part of the chemical reaction, the process goes on to branch. Once branched, it causes octane and cetane to increase up to 5 points. This chemical reaction generates more power, greater efficiency, and less environmental pollution. By increasing the octane, you will obtain 15 to 20% fuel savings and your engine will work more efficiently, avoiding rattling or engine knocking. I'd like to focus on the 15 to 20% fuel savings. In your studies, of course, you said that you will add more mileage for your car and that would be equivalent to 15 to 20% fuel savings. Are there studies in terms of gasoline prices, but of course with the changing now or with the increasing, decreasing, but most of the time increasing oil prices, is this number still holds through or it also changes based on your consumption and the what's the dosage of the tablets that you have to put inside your fuel tank?
Obviously, how you drive affects it. But again, across the board, we're seeing 15 to 20% savings. And it doesn't matter on older cars, we actually see even a little bit better. And what people don't realize is it doesn't take a whole lot to be a 10 to 15% savings, 1 to 2 kilometers per liter. When you look at it from a full gas tank perspective, that's a big deal. One tablet does about 20 gallons or 80 liters. So you put it in your gas tank pretty much every time you fill up. And it's again, across the board worldwide, we're seeing tremendous savings.
Alam mo naman tayo sa Pilipinas, di ba? Parang siyempre gusto natin, makita muna natin, matry muna natin. Hindi ba nila sasabihin na, naku, baka makakasira ng ano ko yan, ng makina ko yan. May mga ganong issues ba kayo? At dito sa Pilipinas, are there actual testimonials already who are attesting to the efficacy of this product?
Yes po. In fact, we are slowly building testimonies at pinopost po namin yan sa aming official na Facebook page. So, every now and then, may mga user na po kami na nagpo-post doon, nakakadagdag, gumaganda yung takbo ng makina nila. At yung kinatutuwa ko po is yung contribution natin sa society na nababawasan yung maitim na usok ng mga sasakyan.
Tama.
So, especially po dito sa atin sa Maynila, dito sa Quezon City, pagising mo pa lang po ang sasalubong sa atin, smog. Diba?
Yeah, yes.
So, I'm looking forward to the day that when we wake up one morning that we are greeted by yung hamog uli.
Oh, the freshness
Yung
of
fresh,
the world.
fresh
Yes.
air uli instead of smog.
I just came from Baguio and I myself didn't see that even in Baguio, but it's,
And just to add po, there was this instance when I traveled to Batangas before New Year. Nagpa-full tank po ako. Hindi ko siya pinicturan yung aking yung kilometrahe ng takbo, pero na-reset ko siya sa 0. Pero vinidyo ko rin po siya. Imagine, naka-full tank po yung gas ko, actually diesel, and then nag-move lang siya sa pagiging full tank, nakatakbo na po ako ng 110 kilometers. Bago siya nag-budge sa pagiging full tank. So, to my hindi expert na observation, dati po, pag nag-travel na ako, maya-maya gumagalaw na yung fuel gauge ko eh. Pero at that point in time, 110 kilometers na po yung tinakbo ko, naka-video po yun, bago pa siya gumalaw. So, for me, that's a very good savings at that point.
Yes, yes, yeah. Wow, that's very interesting. Let me go back to Perk. You said this is not a new technology, and of course, you have studies. Even the chemists who were awarded with the Nobel Prize, had those studies, and. Fuel tablets are not new, and it's in the global market for some time. And there are other brands, including your predecessor, Elmer. But there are some who swear by these products and benefits that they have experienced similar to yours. However, fuel additives or octane boosters have also raised a lot of eyebrows in the past and still continue to do so in all industries, correct? Petrol heads say this really doesn't save because, in fact, it's an additional cost to buy at least $25 or 1,300 pesos on top of gas or diesel at the pump every month, not to mention the possible repair cost in the future with the effect of the tablets on the engine over time. Most argue that additives are nothing but snake oil. How would you debunk that? Because, of course, with Open for Business, we also give them a lot of information so that they will have something to really, it's a decision point, for them to clear their heads and make sure that when they buy this, and I'm sure with Open for Business, a lot of people will hopefully test it now. So how do you debunk those comments?
Well, again, it's one of those things where it won the Nobel Prize. The technology behind our product won the Nobel Prize in 1973. So it's been around for 50 years. It's not a new revolutionary thing that we've got to prove that our product works. I mean, what better source do you have than winning a Nobel Prize for chemistry? On top of that, it's just the testimonials that we're seeing. I mean, I can tell you, the manufacturer, as far as harming your engine and things like that. In 20 years, they've never had a claim against them in harming the engine. We've done tests where we've pulled engines apart after using the product for an amount of time, and literally you see the difference in the carbon buildup and that sort of thing. So, I mean, people can be as skeptical as they want, but the reality of it is fuel prices are high. What are your options to do today to do something about that? And not only that, I mean, we have videos and tests and different things. For instance, we just had some people send us, it was 2 bottles of gasoline with wicks in the gasoline. One had the GOVVI tab, one didn't have the GOVVI tab. And you can literally, one is clear, it has a bigger flame. The other one, you can see a line of smoke coming up. And so again, which burns cleaner, which burns more efficiently? I mean, it's a very visual, very simple, very visual test, but it's one of those things that's pretty much irrefutable. The only difference is the tablet dissolved in the gasoline.
And I agree with you there, Burke, because of course, like any marketer would understand that if there's a pain point, you are offering a solution.
Yes.
Okay, aside from its solid form, what would you say is the distinct advantage of Go Fuel tabs compared with its competitors in the market, which I will not name, and I'm sure you all know them. What is that differentiator?
In terms of product is number 1, we are the 5th generation. So kumbaga po, tayo yung pinaka-primera klase na formulation ngayon of the original na nagkaroon ng
So
Nobel
pag sinabi
Prize.
mong 5th generation, marami nang dagdag na yun. Baka naman dahil yung Nobel formulation, iba na.
Ay, hindi po.
O,
Ang
paano
kagandahan po doon, every time po kasi na gamitin natin yung term na upgrade. Every time
Okay.
po na nag-upgrade tayo, we make it a point na yung ina-upgrade natin will become better. Far more better. So, parang ganun po yung konsepto niya. Tapos, dito po sa Pilipinas, ang kinagandahan po niyan, we're just starting to, gather yung mga resellers and yung mga possible na gustong inegosyo po ito.
Pero yun ang next question. Interestingly enough, GoFuel tablets are only available through exclusive membership. Bakit sa ganun nyo idinadaan? Why so? Don't you think that as revolutionary this product is, it should be widely available? Any plans to sell this at motor shops or petrol stations? Bakit ganun po ang business model ninyo?
Unang-una po, in the US, nag-start po sila as a dropshipping business. Kasi para at least order kayo, papadala sa inyo, ganyan. Dito po sa Pilipinas, ang ginagawa po natin, mas mabilis po kasi ang acceptance pag inalok ko sa'yo ng person to person. Compared to halimbawa, nilagay natin sa isang shelf, dadaanan lang po kasi ng tao yan eh. Titingnan, hindi niya alam. Whereas kung halimbawa, lumapit po ako sa inyo, pinakilala ko ito, pinakita, pinaalam ko po sa inyo ang advantages, mas maiinganyo po kayong gumamit, mas maintindihan ninyo at itatry ninyo. Once na itinry nyo po ito, I can guarantee you, kayo mismo, makikita, mararamdaman ninyo kung ano yung positive effect ng GoFuel, ng GOVVI MPG tablets po natin.
You don't understand much Tagalog, but I knew you understood
Yeah,
that. Okay.
No, I mean, one of the things that we did, COVID changed the world. Literally, as we all know, COVID changed the world as far as shopping, as far as being able to go out, and that sort of thing. So we set GOVVI up as an e-commerce subscription company. E-commerce, basically what that means is you go online, you can order it from your home. It's shipped directly to your house. And so, again, as we expand, not only in the Philippines, but on a global basis, we've purposely set it up as an e-commerce because we believe that e-commerce is the wave of the future. You know, look at what happened in 2020 where literally we couldn't leave our homes, yet packages could still be delivered and that sort of thing. So, you know, when people ask me that question, I go, well, you know, companies that are innovative and adapt are thriving. Those that don't and are doing the old form of business are struggling. And so, you know, that's the main reason why we've set it up as a person-to-person, e-commerce, subscription-based company.
Yeah, interesting because in the past Open for Business episodes, we also featured a company that does drop shipping, and basically it's creating that platform where they can offer not only one product but various products or variants. Based on research, GoFuel tabs are not the only fuel-saving additives that are being distributed via networking. Is this a trend, which I think you mentioned already, is this a trend to sell via multi-level marketing instead of mainstream shops? You somehow responded to that because you said, okay, we're ready. This is post-pandemic. We might as well do this because, you know, even if there are new variants or other new diseases that will come, you're ready. Is that the thing? Or are you capitalizing on this new trend? And if this is the trend, do you think, will this continue or prosper?
Well, one of the things that we look at is we all know or heard of a little company called Amazon. You know how Amazon started?
Go ahead.
They were a book company.
Yes.
Literally, you would order your books from
That's
Amazon.
right.
And then what happened is they would ask their consumers, their subscribers, what else would you like to buy from us? And literally, we've all seen what's happened to Amazon over the years. Now you can pretty much get any product that's out there from Amazon. They're one of the largest companies on the planet today. With GOVVI, we recognized a need because of the fuel prices for a fuel tablet, but we will come out with additional products. And as we do what's called limited time offers, where we offer a product line, we see what our consumers you know, in 7 months, we've got about 25,000 subscribers at this point. You know, and we see what they want, and we can expand the product line accordingly.
Elmer, if you may want to add on that. Kasi dito sa Pilipinas, alam natin, usong-uso ang direct marketing dito, multi-level.
Yes.
So parang nagiging karaniwan na dito yung open-minded ka ba? Ayun, di ba? Pag open-minded ka ba, parang multi-level na yon. Eh, kumbaga napakaganda ng produkto mo. So, gaano ka open-minded ang mga Pilipino para sa produktong ito?
Sa totoo lang po, nung na-initiate ko yung market nito last December 15, nagulat po ako eh. Kasi, unang-una, may niche market. Wala pang ganong solusyon. Unlike pag-usapan po natin yung network marketing industry. Pag sinabi po kasing open-minded ka ba at networking ito, ang unang-unang bubungad po sa inyo, food supplement,
Siyempre,
sabon,
pampakinis,
pampaputi.
whitening.
Ang lahat po ng kumpanya, pag sinabi nyo pong networking, yan ang daladalang produkto. So, ang magiging, pag ikaw po ay isang negosyante at gusto mong simulan ang negosyo na to, ang market mo, pag doon ka pumasok, ang competitors mo, 100, 200, 300. Whereas nung inintroduce ko po ito sa market, ang competitor ko po halos wala. So, kung ako po ang magninegosyo, ang laki ng market ko. Yun po ang nakakatch ng attention ko dito. Plus, yung advantage po talaga nung ginamit ko na siya. Ako po mismo naging product user, nakita ko, nagamit ko, na-experience ko. So kung ano po yung sinishare ko, kung paano ko sinishare yung business, is based on my experience. Hindi po siya hearsay. Napatunayan ko po talaga.
Okay, which is related. This question is related to your response. Apart from product claims, the compensation scheme of being a member also helps one earn income. To those who say it's just another networking ploy, how would you assure them of the sustainability of the business?
Again, my background, I've been in the network marketing multi-level industry for over 32 years. I built organizations in the hundreds of thousands, but I really believe that we have a sustainable model where, again, you know, one of the questions that you asked earlier was, what are we going to do with inflation that keeps going up, 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 up? What are our options to create an additional stream of income? With the GOVVI model, I believe we've done away with a lot of the negatives that you hear in the multi-level industry. You don't have to maintain big packages or high volume requirements or anything like that. We can literally show people with, they buy a pack of fuel tabs, share with a couple people, they've got their money back. And then again, they can create a business that they can do from home without high volume requirements, without high overhead, that you know, they can create an extra stream of income in their life, and depending upon what they do, I mean, it's you know, unlimited income when they really get going.
So what's your projection, Elmer? How big is the market? You said you recently launched last year, and you have, I think you mentioned this number of subscribers already. How many members does GOVVI have now from when you launched in the Philippines? And what's your target? How big is it? And what is your projection in terms of the Philippine market?
Okay. Last December 15 po, we just had our ribbon cutting. So basically, wala pa po kaming formal launching of the company and the products. So
and we're happy that you chose Open for Business to be one of your platforms.
Very happy,
you know, to
and very honored.
Promote this product. Go ahead.
And barely ang campaign po namin to promote the product, and the business itself is just less than 2 months pa lang. And in that time frame po, ang followers or ang users na po natin dito sa Pilipinas alone is almost 1,000 na tao na po registered. Hindi pa po dyan kasama yung hindi pa namin kilala. And then, at the same time po, nag-expand na rin po yung business throughout Southeast Asia coming from the Philippines. So, how big is the market of this product and the business itself? my projection is it's gonna be a multi-billion-dollar company and business that can help po ang karamihan ng mga Filipino. Kasi sa atin po nagsimula ang pag-open ng Southeast Asia.
Wow.
So yung po yung
You mean Philippines?
Philippines
The
po.
Philippines is the pioneer in the
Yes po.
Southeast Asian market.
Yes po. Kaya I'm very, very happy and honored na tayo po ang inuna ng US company to initiate almost all of Southeast Asia. So alam naman po natin ng mga Pilipino, sobrang sipag. Ang kailangan lang po, right opportunity, right time. Yun lang po ang kailangan. Pag binigyan mo ng isang pagkakataon ng isang Pilipino, ay, grabe. Ang gabi, gagawing araw, matrabaho lang ng todo yung kanyang negosyo.
Wow, that's perfect. I hope that we will soon hear from you because, of course, we are interested about this partnership and the company as a whole. But, before we end this conversation, Burke, it's your first time here in the Philippines and you are an entrepreneur. You have lots of experience in Utah. What is it in the Philippines that you think will make it work?
Well, the Philippines has always been one of the top 10 markets in the world for network marketing and business. In the network marketing industry, the models that most companies have are extremely difficult. And if those models work well in the Philippines, our model will work 10 times better. And I look at it as I've traveled all over the world. There's more individuals from the Philippines all over the world than probably any other country that I'm aware of. And so if I want to expand a business on a global basis, what better place to start than the Philippines, where literally there's Filipinos all over the world that we can help and bring money back to the Philippines.
For a country manager or managing director, that's music to the ears from the principal.
Yes.
So what's your response there? Is that something that gives you more pressure?
No.
Because there's a lot of support coming from the principal.
Actually, I'm not pressured in any way because yung acceptance kasi ng produkto dito sa Pilipinas, napakaganda po. Kasi ang nakita po nila, it's aside from doing this GOVVI as a part-time business, is yung tulong talaga sa sasakyan nila. Kasi aminin man natin o hindi, halos lahat po ng tao ngayon, whether it's gonna be a motorcycle, kotse, truck, or what have you, yan po yung kasama ng mga tatay or yung mga nanay na tatay na ginagawang araw, yung mga gabi, para kumita. So, lahat po tayo nagtitake ng mga supplements natin para sa ating sarili, pero yung kabayo natin, yung mga sasakyan, wala. So, this is the right time para suportahan, alagaan naman natin yung sasakyan natin para makapagtrabaho tayo ng dire-diretso at mabigyan natin ng magandang kinabukasan yung pamilya natin.
Okay, Elmer, with that, this is your camera. If you can address the viewers, if they're interested to try the product or resell or distribute the product, where can they find you?
Nandito na po sa Pilipinas ang GOVVI MPG tablets. No? This is made in the USA. Kung gusto nyo po itong gawing negosyo or gamitin nyo lang sa inyong mga sasakyan para kahit ang sasakyan nyo po, ito, I would like to reiterate this, kung ang sasakyan nyo po ay 5, 10, 15, 30 years old, please, gamitin nyo po ang produkto na ito, malaking tulong po. Okay? Hindi lang po sa sasakyan ninyo, pati sa environment. We have headquarters here in Manila, in Philippines, nasa Ortigas po, JMT Building. And kung hindi po kayo nasa Metro Manila, you can look us up at our Facebook page, which is GOVVI Philippines main page. So makikita nyo po lahat doon ng information on how to get in touch with us and how to avail this kind of product or do our business on the side.
And Burke, your message to Filipinos and to all the viewers, especially in maybe, how can you inspire them to be like you, maybe a serial entrepreneur who would want to invest as well?
Well, the biggest thing I'll say, I'll just answer that with a couple questions. When you look at GOVVI, particularly our fuel tablet, who do you know that drives a car or truck, gas or diesel, or motorcycle, or any combustible engine that would like to save money every time they fill up the tank? The next question is, who do you know that would like to make money every time someone else fills up the tank? And so, you know, we have a model that someone can start a business. They don't have to maximize their credit cards or get a loan to start it. With a little bit of work, they can start making money. A little bit more, they can move into profitability very quickly. So, you know, get with Elmer here in the Philippines. You know, we've come in, we've invested in the market, we have an office, we've registered, we've done all the necessary things for long-term success here. So, thank you for letting us come on.
This has been a very enlightening, educational conversation, and I hope that we have imparted a lot of information, knowledge, and potential opportunities for small businesses. And to our viewers, thank you so much, Elmer
Thank you.
and Bert. And we hope that you will come
Yes,
often here
for sure.
in the Philippines with the success of GOVVI. And with that, thank you so much to our guests. Open for business. We'll be back. Stay tuned.